Jaloja!
Jaloja. Here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons, hoping to find we're two of a kind, making a go, making it grow together. We're gonna find our way. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Egotastic Fun Time in the hizzy, which is a slang term that people used to use back in the day. Back in my day, we had the hizzy and the grizzy and the fashizzy, and then we evolved into the izzles, and now we're just like, hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Bet? Hey, guys, you can hear me. You can see me. Sorry about that. What are you guys doing today? It's a day of the week, and we're hanging out. Jaloja, Dr. Scott Giles, Archmage Frey, Daniel Vance. Are you reeling in the years? Throwing away the time. Self-loathing, thank you very much for that super chat. Jello Ja, Philip Baca. How you guys doing today? Just hanging out, having an egotastic fun time. Trying to wrap my mind around the multiverse. Everything's multiverse nowadays. We got multiverse everything going on. I finished watching Loki. Had a great time watching Loki. I thought it was a fine Marvel series, but man, it kind of makes you think. With all these infinite universes, with infinite combinations and possibilities and things that happen, it almost makes it feel like nothing matters. What's it matter? What does it matter? And also, Thanos doesn't matter. Why does Thanos matter? The time people, the time patrol, whatever they're called, they were there the whole time, mess with all the timelines. So what's up with Thanos? Thanos was the big bad. He made half the galaxy disappear. That's nothing compared to people messing with the timelines of every single timeline there is. There's new timelines branching out. It's too much. It's too much. And it makes it feel like everything previous was pointless, because there's another universe that apparently is just as important, that all the good things our heroes have done were for naught. They didn't do it in other universes, so what's it matter if they do it in this universe? That being said, still enjoyed the hell out of Loki, and I'm excited that they decided to do a season 2. I didn't think they were doing any season 2s of any of the Marvel shows, because I thought everything was just going to be, because you know the Marvel shows, we know what they are. They're extensions of the films, and they're there to get you excited for the next set of films that comes out. I'm excited enough. I take each Marvel movie one at a time. And unfortunately, you have to catch up with everything, or else you're going to feel lost. But not as lost as you would feel with an infinite amount of multiverses out there and universes to keep in your brain. Even with that, like I said, it's still fun. Thank you again, Self-Loathing, for another super chat. I can't hear you, LOL. Just kidding. Oh, I see what you're doing there. You're trying to...
Boom. Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right. I see what's going on. Tom Casey, just helping you keep the lights on. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Very much needed. And very much a big thank you to all you guys who are helping to support the channel in a monetized way. Makes me just want to say...
Really? This is my job? How did I win at life? But I did. I won.
I won because of you guys. I don't ever feel like I'm winning, but I'm still here. The lights are still on. It's always by a thin line every month, but I'm still here. I'm still doing it, and I keep on planning on still doing it, no matter what universe I'm in. What's up, Bruno? How you doing? They should call the show Lady Loki. Jim, I really dug Lady Loki. She's not anything like Boy Loki, or even Alligator Loki, or Old Man Loki, or Little Boy Loki, or Loki. She's totally different. She had a totally different background. Grew up in a totally different way, so she would totally be different. But anyway, she was pretty cool. And like I said in our last live stream, Loki seemed like just some really good episodes, some really good Doctor Who episodes, for the most part. Yeah, Sliders reboot. I haven't looked into that yet, but I saw a thumbnail today saying, oh, Sliders reboot. I'm all about Sliders reboot, and I'm sure fans will be about a Sliders reboot, whether they've ever heard of Sliders or not, because people like multiverses, you guys. Concerned onlooker, humidity in Vegas is amped up to the max today, along with the 100% temp. Well, I didn't even know Vegas had humidity. That's good to know. Sweating harder than a pedo at a school opening. That's pretty hard. That's what she said. Yeah, I'm streaming today. I thought, you know what, I got to get back up to the, regular streaming. There's no new, not any real new Orville news. So I'm like, let's do some Egotastic FunTime streams. Mix it up a little bit. Bring back the egotasticness and just celebrate the egotastic community, which of course is aligned with the Orville community, the greatest fandom in history. Even better than Sliders, better than Loki, better than Star Wars, better than Star Trek. It's the best one out there. Yeah, Sliders was a great show. Self-loathing again.
Tractor beam activated. It's pulling us in. Oh no!
But if they bring in the X-Men, they would have to explain how Magneto doesn't kill all the Avengers. There's a lot of things for them to explain. And they're probably just going to not explain it because they'd probably be in more trouble if they do try to explain these things. There's just too much. The Marvel Universe has become too much. That's fine. That's their deal. The movies are still fun. I still haven't seen Black Widow, but I'm totally down to see Black Widow. Just didn't really have anyone. I'm going to have to go see it by myself because I'm up to date on everything going on in one of the many multiverses. But no one I live with really knows what's going on in the Marvel Universe, so I'll have to go see that one on my own. I am going to go see Jungle Cruise tomorrow. I'll let you guys know how Jungle Cruise goes. If it's as good as the ride, it's going to be an amazing movie. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dune. I'm not hardcore looking forward to Dune. I'm just waiting for it to arrive so then I can watch it and see how excited I get about it. I've never followed Dune that much. I've always been aware of Dune. But from what I've seen of the trailers that came out a few months ago, I haven't seen any of the new trailers. I'm like, yeah, that looks like it's going to be a great adventure. Hopefully it is. So I'm waiting to see what I think of it. Usually when I'm not super excited for something, I usually have a much better time experiencing it and watching it. Black Widow, it's bad. We'll have to see. I'm not expecting much. All I want from Marvel is to not interconnect too much with other stuff as far as like, a bunch of stuff mentioned that took place in other films. Just give me a standalone story. Have the character connect, but have the story be a standalone story. I miss standalone stories, you guys. Because things just keep coming out with more and more and more, and it's just too much to keep in your head. Some people are able to keep all of it in their head, and I think that's great. They're having the best time. But if I could get a good standalone story, usually origin stories are the best, are usually my favorite films because they usually don't involve a bunch of the other stuff going on. You could just follow the one thing that's going on in the film. So I'm hoping with Black Widow being a prequel-ish. It's not quite a prequel. It's a prequel to Infinity Wars, but I don't think it's a prequel to Avengers. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Lone Puppy! Helping to keep the lights on here.
Hey! There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I haven't looked in... You guys have been telling me about Foundation for a long time. I still have not looked into it. Now, is Foundation on Apple? If it's on Apple, I might not be able to see it. But we'll see. Sometimes some of you wonderful people are able to send me things to watch. So hopefully Foundation will be one of those things. I hear everyone's excited today about He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't watched anything in the last couple days.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
And we'll see how the He-Man is. I got access to it. Isn't that on Netflix? If so, I'll be checking that out really soon. Loved me He-Man back in the days. I was a He-Man kid. Had my He-Man toys. I had the battle armor damage He-Mans. I had the skunk dude. Remember the skunk dude? He actually smelled bad. It was awesome. Self-loathing. What?
Just a walk in the park, Kazansky.
Actually going to a theater, pay $30. Yeah, it's like 30 extra bucks to watch any of that exclusive stuff that Disney Plus is doing. Like, all these movies are coming out on Disney Plus, but they're all extra 30 bucks on top of your regular subscription. Now, of course, regular subscription isn't that much. 30 bucks is even that much if you have a whole bunch of people in your house watching it with you, and it kind of would be cheaper than going to the movies. But as a lone crusader in watching stuff, 30 bucks is not worth it to me, so I'll just go to the theater, get that matinee ticket, bring my own snacks, just don't tell the theater, and have a nice cheap time watching Black Widow. Black Widow might have been relevant years ago. Years ago when it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out years ago, and they're like, oh, no, theaters are closed down. We're going to wait. We still got a lot of movies coming out that were supposed to come out a couple of years ago. Jungle Cruise was filmed in 2018, and it just came out today. Yeah, HBO Max is got, you don't have to pay extra, and they got a lot of movies coming out. Next week, The Suicide Squad comes out. The Suicide Squad that people want comes out. And I can watch it on HBO Max, so I'm definitely going to be doing that, you guys. I'm excited for The Suicide Squad. James Gunn, he's not going to disappoint. Love his stuff. The cast looks amazing. It basically just looks like a really kooky Guardians of the Galaxy style tone to it, and I'm really excited for that. Christina, dang, $20 super chat. Man, I might be able to keep a couple of these lights on here.
The tingles. I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down.
Hey everyone, have an awesome weekend. Comic-Con next year, guys. Yeah, Comic-Con. We're all going to Comic-Con, all right? So everybody plan ahead. We're all going to meet up at the Caro's down the street, and we're all going to eat at Caro's, and then we're going to go on down to to Comic-Con together. Try to get 1,000 of us to go. Connor, I actually saw Cruella. I didn't see any trailers for it because I know the story of Cruella de Vil. I was like, live action? Let's see what they do. Is it going to be just like all the other Disney live actions where they just do the exact same thing but live action? So I went and saw it in a theater. Me and my girlfriend. It was a date night. Man, it was a good dang movie. That was a good movie, that Cruella movie. I was surprised. They did a whole new story, whole new origin story. They're Disney, so they're able to pay for all the best music on their soundtracks. They had a lot of great music in it. It was a lot of fun. I didn't think much about it after seeing it, which is fine with me because, you know, not all movies are movies that you go and watch and then you think about it for weeks and months and live within it. Sometimes you just go and be entertained for 2 hours. I thought Cruella was a great pick. It was surprising. It had a nice little open ending there that kind of leads up to, I won't spoil it, but kind of leads up to, 101 Dalmatians maybe. But yeah, it was more adult than I thought it was going to be. So good job, Disney. Good job. John Gill says, yeah, I'm not going to Comic-Con. It's like 4,000 miles away. No, John, you're going. Weren't you here when I said we're all going? We're all going to Comic-Con together. We're going to make it happen. Yeah, COVID-19, the years the Earth stopped turning. In a lot of different ways, especially in the entertainment industry, though. But we're getting stuff back. Stuff that was filmed a long time ago is finally coming out. A lot of productions were able to start filming again and start putting out trailers. And even though stuff's not coming out forever, we're getting trailers for things that aren't coming out until forever. But we know we're still getting some stuff. I'm excited next month. I'm going to have to re-up my Paramount Plus subscription because next month Lower Decks comes out. Lower Decks is something that's a show that is really damn entertaining and really gets my Star Trek brain bubbling up every time I watch it. I'm like, ooh, I get that reference. And, you know, you get like 30 references every minute in that series, which is a lot of fun. That's a great Star Trek fan series, is Lower Decks. That's what I consider it, a fan series. The ultimate fan series. Self-loathing.
Mocklins, many of them, ready to be adventurous.
But you own the movie forever, but movie sucks. But movie sucks. Yeah, I guess, yeah, when you're paying $30 for like Black Widow on Disney Plus, do you get it forever, or is it just a one-time $30 rental? I'm guessing it's a forever, you own it. I'm guessing that's how it goes from your comment. Yeah, I don't want to take my chances. $30, I'm not going to spend $30 to something I might think is okay, might watch once or twice in my life. I'm going to go to the theater. And then eventually it'll just be out for free on Disney Plus anyway. And then I'll give it a rewatch. I rewatched Captain America, the First Avenger, a couple weeks ago. I'm not a fan of the real world Marvel universe, you know, the military stuff, as much as the cosmic stuff and the magic stuff. But man, that Captain America movie, that first one, was so good. Just a nice origin story. Lone Puppy dropping a $5. Let's give you a little...
I would be happy to attempt sexual relations with you, Lieutenant.
Get ready, Lone Puppy. It's going to happen. They can make the Widow movies are flashbacks while she's on Vormir, indicating a return. Yeah, there's... Nobody can really die. With all the multiverse stuff going on and the magic stuff and what they did with what's his name? Red Skull? Anybody can come back. Nothing matters. There's no stakes. As long as the story is good, that's all I hope for, is a good story that's fun. Marvel's always been great at doing fun, making sure they put a lot of fun into the films, no matter how serious they are. So that's... I'm just looking for 2 hours of a good time. I don't have to love it. I don't have to think about it after it's over. Just give me a good time for a couple hours, Marvel, and we're good, because it's just too big. You're too big for your britches now with all the multiverse, all that stuff. Just give me a good single story. Sure, have it connect to some things, but the less it connects, the more I'll be into whatever story you're trying to tell in that one film. But everything connects. Everything is everything in Marvel nowadays. As long as you blow my mind a little bit. When it comes to multiverse and time travel and all that stuff, it makes my brain really have to think more, and I always do enjoy that. So that's why I'm a sucker for time travel stuff. Anything time travel, because you have to think a little bit more. I like thinking. And then sometimes I'm not in the mood to think. So give me a dumb action movie. That's fine too. Ooh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I haven't heard about this. JP, is it true that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be the next Batman? Isn't Jeffrey Dean Morgan Negan from The Walking Dead? Oh, if so, he would be great at being a badass and being the playboy facade that Bruce Wayne puts on. I'd have to see it, because, you know, Negan is Negan. Assuming that's what we're talking about. You know these three-name people, you guys. It's hard to keep track of all the three-namers. Oh, is it going to be Thomas Wayne? That'd be good. Yeah, I'm guessing in the Flash movie we're going to be looking at some of that stuff that was going on in the Snyder Cut at the end of the Snyder Cut Justice League movie. I hope so. That's the story I want told. One thing I was disappointed about with the Snyder Cut, even though it was much better than the original Justice League movie, and I really enjoyed all the stuff going on in it, what I hated was they had this really awesome alternate timeline thing going on at the end that wasn't in the original film, and I'm like, oh my god, that's the movie I want. I'd rather be watching that movie than going over the extended cut of the Justice League. I want this alternate reality thing going on. So I'm hoping that that the Flash movie is that. Yeah, I thought the Snyder Cut was great. All the stuff that they added to it and refilmed and made a lot of stuff made sense and it wasn't rushed. I really enjoyed it. It was really damn long though. I don't know how many times in my life I'll be watching that. I might have to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy just before I watch the Snyder Cut again. Let me know when they get Jack Nicholson back as the Joker. Well, if they ever do an old Batman story, might as well get Jack Nicholson. Play old Joker. I don't mind paying $30 as long as my money pays to bring back RDJ. I watched Rampage recently, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it acting exactly like Negan. He pretty much acts like Negan in everything that he does. Sometimes he's a bad guy Negan, sometimes he's a good guy Negan. He's just so good at doing that swarmy, charming thing. Ooh, what do you think is the undisclosed deleted scene involving Claire from season 2? I don't know. Maybe it was more with, not season 1. Season 2. Season 2. I'm trying to think of all the Claire storylines. I guess we'd have to do something with Claire and Isaac. Maybe they're getting freaky deaky a little bit extra. All I know is if it happened in season 3, it wouldn't be cut. They would have kept it in. Yeah, Keaton is back as Batman. Now that's the multiverse. They're going to be doing some multiverse Batman stuff, right? I do remember seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan in an Enterprise episode. I'm trying to think who he was. Was he a Mako? I can't remember. What do you think of Verdas? I don't get the reference. You have to explain to me. Remind me what Verdas is, or who Verdas is. Oh, is that from Black Widow? Yeah, still haven't seen it yet. JP, do you think we will get some... This is a good question, because this is a popular thing. Steven says, do you think we'll get some after-credit scenes on this season of the Orville? I doubt it, but I wouldn't say it's not impossible. If they have something, you know, that they want to entice us to get to the next episode, possibly. It just doesn't seem to be their style. It hasn't been their style, but I wouldn't expect it, but I wouldn't say it's an impossibility. Oh, that's right. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was a Xindi. Was he one of the lizard Xindis? Maybe I don't remember seeing him. I remember seeing his name on the opening credits, and then I assumed it was a Xindi, and I was looking to see which Xindi could be him. Oh, Verdas is a comedian. I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan played the comedian in The Watchmen. Yeah, Star Trek Enterprise is great. I did my whole, like a year ago, I did a whole, I just rewatched Enterprise for the first time in 15 years or whatever. And I did a whole thing about my experience and how much I loved it and how much more I got out of it. I should do a couple, because I do plan on doing some, you know, just press, you know, watch something and press record and do some reviews of some older shows, some Star Trek, you know, other stuff that might entice my brain to watch, and then just talk about it, you know, how it was when I was younger and how it is now, because you just, you know, the older you get, the more you get out of stuff, the more you understand things. John Allen Moravitz, or Moravitz, sorry if I butchered that last name, but it's a great last name.
Love is the fish hook that hooks the fish.
Oh, the Doctor Who scarf. I keep that, I show that to people, John, but I keep it sealed in a box right now, because I don't want to ruin it, and I don't know how to display it. I don't want to like hang it up or something like that. But I have that Doctor Who scarf. I got it in a box. It's one of those boxes right over there. Well, you can't see it, but I have a closet in there, and the door's open. And I have these boxes, and I have that in a special box that's sealed, and I show it to people. You know, gotta impress my fellow nerds. But I love it. It's great. I take it out once in a while. It's so big. Thank you very much, John Allen. Special treat. A while back, I was sent a Doctor Who inspired scarf, a giant one, that was, I guess, was given out at a Doctor Who event, you know, decades ago. I love it. I just don't want to ruin it. But I just saw a word that caught my eye. Where did it go? Where did that word go in the chat? There it is. JP, have you watched any of the two seasons of Black Summer? Yes, Steven. I plan on actually doing a short video about Black Summer. I just discovered Black Summer a couple of weeks ago. The new season came out, season 2, and I was like, oh, I think I heard about that. Isn't that a zombie thing? And so I watched the trailer, and I was like, ooh, this looks crazy good. So I watched Black Summer. I binge watched the whole thing. My girlfriend hates scary stuff and tense stuff. I said, hey, you should watch this with me. So we restarted at the beginning. She got super hooked on Black Summer, and she hates that stuff. And she's like, this is so good. We binged watched over a weekend the entirety of season 1 and season 2 of Black Summer. If you guys like zombie stuff, but you're tired of the old format, you know, I love Walking Dead, but I got tired of Walking Dead a long time ago. Black Summer on Netflix, 2 seasons, so good. They're short, like 8 episodes per season. So well done. Great story, great characters, but the way they put it together is so good. The cinematography is so good. They do so many one-shot scenes, expanded scenes. Like if you ever wanted to watch a one-shot scene of a single zombie going on a rampage, you get that a few times. Somebody trying to escape from a zombie, you get that a few times throughout the series. So well done. So well done. And they play with time a little bit. Like you'll see the same situation that you already watched happen again from another character's point of view and how it all connects together. So good. Black Summer. It's a smart, very well done, very well shot zombie series. Highly recommend it. Orville Nation, what's going on? How you doing, Orville Nation?
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, you look like the guy who's on the list because you know the DJ.
Orville Nation says, hey, JP, boom.
Boom, bitch!
That's right. I know Orville Nation's waiting for more Orville. Every day I go on the internet, I look for news about season 3. Take a look on the Twitter. Hoping for more Orville for me, you and me. Want some Orville to love. I'm working on it, you guys. Just popped in my head, so I made it work. But if I sit down, I could probably make that, get some lyrics going. I can make that song work. Is that a Costantino doll in the back? No, Captain Caveman. That's Angry Nerd Troll puppet back there. He's waiting for his debut. Angry Nerd Troll is going to be having a debut eventually. I'm just figuring out where he fits in the Egotastic multiverse. You know what, Steven? A couple years ago, I tried to get I'm a Spaceman drop, and I just did not like the way it sounded. There was too much stuff going on right after he says Spaceman, audio-wise, where I couldn't get a clean sound drop from it. I mean, if I work with it more, I could probably get it cleaned up, get it working. I wait for new Orville too, but Resident Alien was great to pass the time with. More sci-fi comedy. Started slow, but got really great quickly. Yeah, Resident Alien. If you haven't checked it out yet, you must. If you are an Orville fan and you like the tone of the Orville and you like sci-fi, this isn't futuristic sci-fi. It's nowadays sci-fi. Alien lands on Earth and has to disguise himself as a human. Really great story behind it, and really great character evolution. Great story arc for multiple characters, not just the main alien, but the main alien story arc is really great. And the way he sees humanity through his alien eyes is a lot of fun. You get a lot of social commentary, but in a very fun way, because you're getting it from the point of view of an alien. Michael Weir, hey JP, love your content, and I love to see you talking about a fantastic show like the Orville. I honestly didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I don't think anybody did. And honestly, can't wait for the new season. Yeah, we are very excited for the new season. We've waited longer than anyone else has ever waited, except for those who waited a long time for the Gilmore Girl revival. Besides them, we waited a long time. And the show's going to be amazing. It's going to be the show that we all wanted, and then some. It's supposedly going to blow our minds. I can't wait to see what that means. I can't wait to see where they're going. All I know is, like I say many times, Seth said it's not going where we think it's going. So I can't wait to see where it is going. And soon, I don't know when, but it's got to be really soon, because they're like last week, they started really wrapping things up. Scott Grimes just got wrapped for the season a day or two ago. So now Scott Grimes, Gordon, is no longer filming because all of the stuff he needed to film is done. It's complete, as well as a lot of other characters. They might still have a couple more things, a couple more characters need to film some scenes, but otherwise, they pretty much got it in a can, you guys. We've been waiting since the 90s for an end to the Sliders cliffhanger ending. I don't think I ever saw the last season of Sliders. I might have missed 2 seasons of Sliders. I can't remember. JP, I would love to see Charlie Burke have a bridge cat, and Gordon ask, how were you able to have a bridge cat? She tells Gordon it's her emotional support cat. I am hopefully going to be interviewing whenever the show allows her. I don't know when they're allowed to start doing like interviews about season 3, but I'm hoping to have Annie Winters on Egotastic FunTime. We'll have a chat. We'll talk. See what her experience is with working on the show. That's a new type of show for her. A new type of being in sci-fi, and especially a beloved sci-fi show. So hopefully I'll be able to make that happen. I've already been in contact with some people. It looks like it'll probably happen at some point. The Fire Dragon, what's going on? Hey, Fire Dragon. The Orville's my last hope for some good TV. I was betrayed and murdered by Disney Plus. Yeah, Disney Plus has got some great stuff, but it's just not the stuff that I'm really looking for. I actually watch Peacock a lot more often. But if I was interested in rewatching a bunch of stuff that I love, Disney Plus is great. But as far as new original content, I'm not really, except for the Marvel shows. The Marvel shows is really, I've been enjoying them. Even though I never finished Winter Soldier and the Falcon series, it just didn't keep my interest. But I still plan on going back and watching it. And then also the internet started just spoiling everything. So I'm like, well, now I know everything that happens. Why would I want to watch it? Very much looking forward to What If. Talk about multiverse. What If's coming out, I think, next month. What's up, Mr. Tommy Pickles? Long time no see, Mr. Tommy Pickles, everybody. Everybody get your pickle jars ready for Tommy Pickles. Coming up next on Egotastic FunTime. Hello, JP. This is Kelly from Vancouver. Hey, what's up, Kelly? From Twitch. When will you stream on Twitch next? That I'm trying to figure out. I'm kind of having problems, issues with Twitch's business model. And then I'm also, I moved to Twitch a year ago or whatever. I plan on doing some more Twitch streams, but right now I'm focusing, at least for the next week or so, doing a lot more YouTube live shows. Now that I realize that live shows, something got fixed in the algorithm from what I've noticed in my testing the last few months, live shows are not having any negative consequences to my channel. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's good then, because you know, I started the audience here on YouTube, so, and that's where everybody is. So we get a lot more conversations going here on YouTube. But yeah, I plan on going back to Twitch every once in a while, just to try it out. I'm guessing your name is pronounced Andre, I'm guessing, from the Czech Republic. I hope I got that right. But if I didn't, I'm sorry. But welcome. Always good to talk to the Czech Republic at EgotasticFunTime HQ. The algorithm. YouTube's like, oh, we gotta find a man bear pig. Kevin Nicholson says, I'm an Ego fan more than an Orville fan lately. Well, there's a lot more Egotastic content coming out than Orville content. But once the Orville content starts coming out, people are going to be like, Ego who? Let's watch some Orville. Yeah, I loved the Darth Dres... I loved the first episode of Loki. The second two episodes, I got a little bit like, but I think it was my mood. I was waiting for something to catch me. But then a couple episodes later, I was like, okay, now I'm back into this. I got to see where it's going. I really enjoyed it, but it really did just open up a can of worms for not only season 2, but the entire Marvel universe. The whole Marvel universe is going to have to deal with this Kang situation. Future Man was really great. If you guys haven't seen Future Man and you don't mind very adult content, a really fun comedic sci-fi time travel show dealing with multiverses and crazy time stuff and just social commentary and jokes and pop culture references up the wazoo, especially from the 80s. You gotta watch Future Man. It's produced by Seth Rogen, and it shows. And then Seth Rogen shows up as a character in season 3. That's on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. Load that sucker up and have an amazing time. Well, I do know that this new season of the Orville is slated to be the best season they've ever done, by far and away. This is a big production, big storylines, crazy amount of effects, crazy amount of filters to make it look like a movie and feel like a movie. Basically, every episode in season 3 will be a mini movie, ranging from 60 minutes to 80 minutes per episode. I watched the first 2 episodes of Superman and Lois when it first came out. I thought it was really good for what it is. But, you know, things get busy, and then I forget to go onto the CW app, and I just forgot to watch any more of it. But what I saw, I was really, really digging. The Orville is my only hope. Your only hope, Seth MacFarlane. Well, when I talked to Tom, I don't know if they got the live orchestra back yet. But when I talked to Tom Costantino last year, was that last year or was it the beginning of this year? He said one way or another they're going to get the orchestra in there because it's very important to the show. He says he doesn't know if it's going to be just pods of musicians filming their parts separately and then they put or they're spaced out. I'm betting they're getting that stuff going right now, though. I think restrictions are loose enough where they can get the orchestra back in there. But I'm sure they got to wear masks and shields and all that stuff. I'm the same way, John Gill. Well, girls were the key to most of my life decisions. Same here. JP, do you think that Gordon is happy about Lamar promotion, or is there a bit of jealousy? No, I think he's happy for him. I also don't think Gordon feels that he has what it takes to be the chief engineer. Also, Lamar is the second smartest person on the ship next to Isaac. He's a little hidden genius there. Gordon wants to fly. That's what Gordon wants. Now, but of course we're learning that he's not happy with his life, as we learned in season 2. He wants to be more. He wants to be taken more seriously. He wants to do more things. But he wasn't feeling that way in season 1. He's feeling that way in season 2, but I don't think engineering is his thing. He's the helmsman. He's the flyer. He might want to be in charge of something, but I don't know if he thinks he has what it takes to be in charge of something as smart-brained as engineering. Yeah, if you're playing a wind instrument, you'll probably have the mask that you have to take off when it's your time to play, and then you play, and then you put it back on. Jonathan Perez, hey JP, didn't know you were going to be on today. Yeah, I didn't advertise it because this is just a regular Egotastic FunTime stream. I thought I would just try it out. I knew I was going to be going live today, but I didn't know for sure until yesterday or the day before yesterday. I had to fit it into my schedule, and I had to wait for. I had to do some stuff with the kid today, so I'm like, okay, it'll be over at this time, so I can stream it, and then no one's going to be home until like 5-ish my time, so I'm like, I got a chunk of time there. I could do a live show. Let's do it. Is this George R.R. Martin? When are you finishing Game of Thrones? I'm not. I decided to stop that story. I'm going to start doing young adult romance books. Lone Puppy says, I'd like to see characters move on to new roles like captain, new ships, and those could lead to spin-off shows. Yeah, I'd love... What kind of spin-off show would we get from the Orville that would make it worth having a spin-off? Something that's not a copy, but, you know, a good spin-off that's worth it. Chuckster says, damn you, George. Yes, I think there will be maybe one or two main villains. Kalon Primary will probably be a villain. That's kind of obvious. That's a leftover villain from season 2. That's the big threat. But I bet you there'll be at least one more. There might even be a villain that you're like, oh, it's a villain, but then we learn more about them, and then we find out, oh, no, I understand their point of view. I do know that we're going to be learning more about the Krill in season 3 and kind of understanding their point of view, where they're coming from, what they parallel in today's world. You know, are they... They're planning on having the Krill, you know, the question being, the rhetorical question, are the Krill like terrorists, or are they more just like us with a different point of view? So we're going to be finding out more about that in season 3 when it comes to the Krill. So I'm sure there'll probably be a Krill person that's is a potential person that might get in the way of the treaty that we have with the Krill, so that we can team up and go up against the Kalon. I do know there's a scene, and I know a little bit of the specifics of the setup of the scene, but I do know we're going to see two characters. I know who the characters are, but I'm not going to tell you who. There's two characters that we're going to see worked together on a mission that we've never seen work together before. Hey, Anonymous just bought a Darmok and Jalad Classic Egotastic t-shirt. Thank you very much, Anonymous. You're the best anonymous person I know. So two characters are going to be doing a specific thing that's, to me, sounds funny, but I'm sure it's got serious undertones, but it seems funny to me. A humorous scene, two characters we've never seen work together, doing something that you would never expect to happen in a sci-fi series. Yeah, no spin-offs too soon. Just keep working on the Orville. Get that Orville ship out there having adventures for us, right? Have a spin-off of Newton designing new ships or whatever you want to do. Yeah, Chief Newton from season 1 transferred to go build a space station. What if we had a space station show? I'm not a big fan of space station shows. I like a ship out there having adventures, getting into space age hijinks out there in the galaxy. But I mean, I'd be fine to get anything that takes place in the Orville universe. Hey, Bruno, is it Lucieri? Lucieri. Welcome to the Ego Trooper. Welcome. You are now a subscriber to Egotastic FunTime. That deserves a nice... Let's do...
Show no mercy. We fight for the glory of Avis.
Welcome, Bruno. My fingers look thinner, huh? It's coming up. I got a lot more to get off of this belly. My belly doesn't fit the rest of me, but it's getting there. I just have to get a little bit more hardcore. Arkmay says, I really hope we get some cool aliens in season 3. Something more than humans in costumes. Some real out there stuff. I'm pretty sure Unk, who is a person in a costume, I'm pretty sure we're getting Unk in season 3 because I saw some footage of Unk being tested out, and I'm like, well, this is new. They're filming season 3 right now. This isn't old footage, so I think we're going to see Unk again. But yeah, some more really crazy aliens. You know, like Yaphet is a really crazy alien. That one professor or doctor in the pilot episode at Epsilon 2, that weird little fish-looking alien that came out of the water and scared Alara, that was an alien doctor. Some more weird stuff like that. JP, how would you like to see the Caliban get involved in the war? I'm predicting, one of my predictions is we will see the Caliban get into the war. This is something I've been talking about for years. I feel the Caliban are coming back, but I don't know what state the Caliban are going to be in when they come back, when we see them again. Because last we left them, and this is a long time ago at this point, last we saw the Caliban, we left them with reality. We gave them 100,000 hours of reality television. How has that affected their society? They all were loving it, and it's like the most amazing thing to them. So how is getting addicted to reality television going to affect the Caliban mind, Caliban society? Are they going to need our help when we see them again? You know, please tell us how to, you know, cure this addiction to reality television. Our entire society has gotten dumber. They might help us against the Kalon because they need our help with getting off reality television. Or they might just be normal and they have their opinions about whether they want to help us or not. Yeah, they might become overly dramatic. They might be like a telenovela. Because they want to recreate what they're used to, that they see on TV. Is William Shatner going to appear in season 3? See some story about on YouTube. That I have no idea. I don't know what Seth's opinion on that is. Of course, he loves William Shatner. He's a huge Star Trek fan. Seth MacFarlane, huge Star Trek fan, especially the original series. Would William Shatner overshadow what's going on this in the episode? Would people be able to watch the episode of the Orville, get into the story, and not be distracted by the fact that William Shatner is on the screen? That would be a consideration, I'm sure, that they're having. And if he would be a distraction, which of course he would be, what would be the perfect role for him to play in an episode, being the fact that he is William Shatner? I'm guessing they might have him play a super serious, humble, down-to-earth role where he doesn't, you know, he's not able to do the big Shatner stuff. Or they might just have him be an alien. Or just do some voice work as an alien. He might play the voice of an alien. Just like Bruce Willis played the voice of that Katrudian flower dude from season 2. Yeah, or you could make his character larger than life. Now, we always said it'd be fun to have Shatner play Avis. I don't know how we would get Avis, except for maybe in the environmental simulator. But if we did, and it would be something Gordon did, he would probably have William Shatner voice Avis. That'd be hilarious. MS Estes, what's going on?
Lieutenant Malloy has informed me that I would look pretty good with a mustache.
Aloha, JP. Do you recommend I cancel my Tier 2 membership? 27 months of EgotasticFunTime on Twitch? Yeah, I'd move it over here. Just because I've been looking into Twitch, and there's changes coming to Twitch, and things that they're supporting on Twitch, as far as content-wise, that I have problems with. I'm still going to go over to Twitch and probably talk to everybody, 'cause it's been a while. And maybe use Twitch every once in a while for a special thing that only Twitch can do. But yeah, you might want to cancel it and then maybe move it over here, because, you know, there's channel memberships right here as well. Or don't have a membership and just come and hang out with us sometimes.
Sweet emotion.
Bill Galactica.
I can promise you that if anyone comes at you or tries to take you down, I'm going to mess them up first.
Which sound drops I've dropped already. But yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question about Twitch. Because I plan on doing more stuff here than on Twitch, so it'd be better to move stuff from over there to here. Because it does support the channel more over on YouTube, because that's where all the audience is. But we probably will still do some Twitch stuff once in a while. Bill Galactica. Now that's an amazing last name. Mr. Galactica, the doctor will see you now. Ed Mercer's granddad. Yeah, I'm betting... Oh, my girlfriend just texted me. She's already thinking about dinner. Big old salads. I'm saying yes. So when she gets home, we're going to go get some salads. Yeah, Shat don't need no Orville. Shatner's 90 now. He just got into his 90s. Roberta says it's great to be involved in the chat again. It's good to have you here. There's so many of you guys here. And the chat is just going and going and going. From what I can tell, live shows do not negatively affect EgotasticFunTime's YouTube channel anymore. I was really sad last year, or maybe even 2 years ago, when I stopped doing live shows so much on YouTube. But it's good to be back. It's the place to be. There's discoverability. There's no discoverability on Twitch. Also, I don't have a hot tub to hang out in and stream from, which is what you kind of got to do if you want to do well on Twitch these days anymore. Oh yeah, Shatner is forever. People are like, oh my God, Shatner's getting old. No, Shatner is forever. He's never going to die. I think they should give him a new Star Trek series. He's got it in him. Yes, JP, I hope we get to see Lamar's parents this season. I would love to see Betty White play his mom. That would be awesome. Now, his family is very similar to Travis Mayweather, where I guess they're like on they're a shipping crew, so they're on the really slow ships. It would be interesting, though, because Lamar talked about his family and in his whole life, his whole community. He pretended to be dumb or not a genius because, you know, people would look down on him or treat him differently in his community. So that's something lots of people deal with in the real world. So it'd be interesting to see that. Oh, big shot from the Planetary Union, slumming it here at a cargo ship, blah, 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 you know, that type of situation. But really, that already happened with Travis Mayweather. But hey, we'll see. Maybe Orville can do it better. Well, they obviously can do it better. Yeah, Robert Duncan McNeil, Tom Paris, is the showrunner. He's the main producer of Resident Alien. So that's another little Star Trek and Orville connection, because Robert Duncan McNeil also directed a couple episodes of The Orville. Besides directing some Star Trek episodes, as well as being Tom freaking Paris. Robert Duncan McNeil is one of the main creators of Resident Evil. He's the main producer. I would love to see Alan Tudyk make an appearance in Season 3 of The Orville. Stay on YouTube. F Twitch. They're going to ban you in 2 weeks for being cool. That's true. Twitch has a great community options that YouTube doesn't have yet, but YouTube will eventually get those options, and YouTube is number one. Even on a bad day, YouTube gets 3 to 4 times the views that Twitch gets. As long as it doesn't hurt my YouTube channel, streaming on YouTube is a benefit. Because this is where the audience is. The Egotastic FunTime subscribers are all here. Do you know how many guest stars are going to be in this season? I don't know how many. I'm sure it'll be a good amount. I'm pretty sure we're getting all the special guest admirals back in Season 3. We might even have a couple more new cameo famous people admirals. I don't know if they're playing admirals. I hope some of the people, like Bruce Boxleitner, I hope he's playing something besides an admiral, though he would make an amazing admiral in the Planetary Union. But I hope he gets like a good, regular character role. Twitch is where the weirdos are. Well, the weirdos are everywhere. They're everywhere. There's lovely people, but there's a lot of lovely people, namely you guys that are on Twitch. But yeah, I plan on doing, next week I want to go content crazy. Next week is the last week of the month. The last go around to put out content and have it keep the lights on for your channel is next week. So I want to put out something every day next week, just to give it a shot. I never done that. I mean, it's been years since I've done that. So I want to do a bunch of videos and a bunch of live shows next week, Monday through Friday. Speaking of guest stars, I'm currently watching the 4400. Ooh, I watched the first couple seasons of the 4400. Did they do a couple seasons? Anyway, I watched the 4400 back when it first came out. That was a great show. I can't remember if it ended well or not. I want to say it didn't end the way I wanted it to, but I can't remember. I'm currently has Jeffrey Combs and Summer Glau as a couple. That's like a royal family of sci-fi. Good old Jeffrey Combs. The podcast. Hey, brother, I missed you in SoCal. Yeah, I didn't have time to see you guys. I was in your town, which is my hometown. And I was doing so much family stuff, I didn't get to see anybody but my family while I was there. I pressed a button, nothing happened. Hold on.
Everybody does it sometimes. I went to town on myself this morning. That's why I look so relaxed right now.
God, this whole ship is gross.
So yeah, Popcast, you guys, we got to get together and do a live action collab for one of these conventions. One of these days when I'm able to come out, hopefully soon, to California for one of the conventions, we got to meet up and do something. Hopefully the Orville cast will be there and we'll all go and do some Orville stuff. Maybe that's why Chuck says the 4400 is excellent. Really great story. Really great premise for the 4400. I don't think it had an ending. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it just got canceled or something and they didn't really get an ending. Yeah, Revolution was a great series. Even my mom loved that show. When I went and visited my mom on the road to the Orville last month, she was like, "You remember that show?" She's like, where the power went out. She couldn't quite remember the name. And no, I couldn't remember the name. She's like, "Oh, Revolution." I'm like, "Yeah, Revolution." She loved that show. So we both were sad that got... They finished that second season. And things got real weird, but then it got canceled. And they left it on a cliffhanger. And we didn't get more. Bruno says, "I discovered you a week ago trying to find news about the Orville Season 3. I stay for JP. All right, Bruno. I lure you in with the Orville, and then I hold you and I keep you with this beautiful beard." And of course, we're going to have lots of Orville stuff coming out as news comes out. If there's any Orville news that can sustain more than a 4-minute conversation, more than 4 minutes of words out of my mouth, I'm going to do a video about it. Like Scott Grimes got wrapped the other day for season 3, but I'm like, that's just one sentence of information. I don't need to do a video about that, so I just put that on the community page. I went, "Hey guys, Scott Grimes is wrapped for season 3. 4400 did get canceled. That was sad because 4400 had a really great premise. I think they kind of have had other premises like that with shows like, I think Manifest is got a weird to do like that a little bit. Yeah, we got to do an Egotastic Con. Well, I got to take over the galaxy first. I'm having a hard time even taking over this studio, this house that I rent. That's a month to month where I'm like, oh man, am I gonna be able to still have this house for another month? And then once I get that secured, then I'll start working towards the galaxy, which will then bring forth the Egotastic convention, Egotasticon. The Manifest is canceled. I think the new season just came out, but that must be their last one. I have no idea. All I know is it just popped up on Netflix. I'm like, oh yeah, Manifest. I keep hearing about that. Stephen Klein says, JP, I'd love to see you have an Orville cameo. That'd be fun. When are you where you're mopping the pee corner as punishment for towel snapping Bortus? Yaphet snapped Bortus. I picked up Yaphet and snapped Bortus with them in the community shower. Which actually was just a weird environmental simulator program that Bortus came up with, because he's a pervert. Yeah, a lot of new channels jumping on the Orville bandwagon, but I'm going to stick with the OG fan, JP. Thanks, Concerned Onlooker. Most of them are just watching my videos and regurgitating it anyway. There's only one Orville channel. The official Orville channel, and this one. Midwest Model Industry says you should review the top Star Trek and Star Wars fan films. Yeah, well, I am thinking of going back and watching some classic Star Trek episodes and doing some reviews of them. Some just, hey you guys, I just watched this. I'm going to chat about it a little bit type videos. Because I got some of my favorite episodes. I'm like, I should rewatch them, really think about what I watched, and talk about it. So it'll be a lot of time travel episodes. Love me those time travel episodes, you guys. Ooh, Bruno's got a bigger beard than me. That's good. I just trim mine a little bit. I keep trimming it a little bit, and it gets a little bit shorter. I should just let it go. My girlfriend will probably disown me, though, if I do that. She likes a man with a beard, but about this much beard. Yeah. Xanity Zuzu says, I like a show called Dark Matter, but the big twists every episode kind of took away from the continuity. Yeah, when they're always just flipping it. I find with all these shows being serialized, most shows are serialized now. The story, you have to watch the whole, you can't just jump into an episode and get it. You have to watch the whole, every episode. Rewatchability is gone for a lot of TV shows now because they do everything serialized. So, you know, I'm actually very happy that, like, Lower Decks, for instance, it's a single story each episode. So you can just pop into an episode. It's not really going to affect the overall story arc. You know, certain character arcs, sure, but the actual story, you can jump into an episode. When it's done, you can watch some other random episode or not. You know, new Star Trek, whether you like it or hate it or love it, I don't see it getting as being as rewatchable because nowadays with every show and the new Star Trek as well, you have to start from the beginning if you want to get the gist of everything. Jake Krause, a 4-year follower. Keep up the great work, JP. Thanks, Jake. That deserves a big boom.
That's what I'm talking about right there on that boom! Boom, that's what I'm talking about.
It's true, he was just talking about that.
Boom. Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right.
Boom, bitch!
Get all the booms. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, My Big Mouth says, would you like to see a spinoff in the Kelly timeline? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the Kelly timeline is ended. At least for the Orville. They blew it up. Well, they erased it, actually. But does it get erased? Time travel rules and multiverse rules change depending on the flavor of the day. So the Orville exploded in the Kelly timeline at the end of The Road Not Taken. The universe is still there, but, well, what's left of it. The Kalon killed almost everybody. I'm sure they'll just continue to do that, even though they destroyed the timeline or they erased it, but that doesn't mean there's not a whole other alternate timeline just like it where that didn't happen. So yeah, I mean, where would they start the Kelly timeline off? Would they start it off? They could even do a Firefly, the outskirts of the timeline, the outskirts of the galaxy where the Kalon haven't gone yet. People are starting new communities and worlds. It'd just be the Planetary Union Firefly show. I would totally watch it. It wouldn't be completely original, but I would totally watch it. But hey, the Orville began as an homage to Star Trek before it started just becoming its own thing. Stever512 dropping a $10 super chat. Started watching Orville after coming across your channel. Best show ever. Thanks. That always feels so good to me when people tell me I didn't even know about the Orville until I caught one of your episodes of Egotastic FunTime and decided to try it out. They just happened to stumbled across my dumb show, watched an episode for whatever reason. They clicked on it because the thumbnail and title. They clicked on it and they're like, hey, I'll check out that show. And then they end up loving the show. That makes me feel absolutely amazing, and that deserves a big...
Oh my God. Oh God. My God. This is so good. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. That is so good.
That's what we're all going to be saying at the end of every episode of Season 3 of the Orville. Yeah, who owns Firefly now? That'd be Disney. Because they own Fox. And everything Fox has, so yeah, Disney. Which means Wash is a Disney princess. That mouse can really eat IP. Yeah, I'm thinking Season 3 of the Orville can go off in any direction. We might be getting all kinds of multiverse They opened the multiverse can of worms last season. So what if, anytime they introduce stuff like that, they seem to double down a season later, like they did with the anti-banana ray became a time machine eventually. So now that we got alternate realities, what if they get stuck going into all these alternate realities? Or, I still think there's time travel going on in season 3. But what if it's more than just time travel? What if it's alternate realities? Now that that's a thing in the Orville universe, in the Orville canon. Yeah, Mal's a Disney princess. No, Wash is my Disney princess. He's the best Disney princess Disney's ever had. Well, we're getting a Galaxy Quest series. John Gill says, love the Orville, though I regret that it has no competition because Alan Rickman's death killed the last chance of a Galaxy Quest show. They're making a Galaxy Quest show right now. Simon Pegg is making a Galaxy Quest show. Used to be Paul Scheer. I don't know what happened to Paul Scheer. I haven't really done my research on this yet. But now it's Simon Pegg. Or maybe Paul Scheer still has something to do with it. Yeah, the Orville, everyone thought the Orville was going to be Galaxy Quest before it originally premiered. They're expecting Galaxy Quest, but they got more of a Star Trek homage with serious stuff going on in it and drama as well as the humor. And people were like, oh, this isn't Galaxy Quest. And then after a while, they're like, oh man, this show's amazing. This is the best show ever. So they went from hating it to loving it. Fans always loved it. People who watched the Orville always loved it. But all the critics thought they were reviewing it in the way they thought the internet wanted them to review it, but all the fans absolutely loved it. All the critics hated it. But then season 2 came out, and the critics did the same thing. They're like, "Oh, people love this show, so now we're going to give it 100% Rotten Tomatoes score." So they all gave it amazing reviews because critics don't matter. They're just there to write something that hopefully will get clicks. Just like YouTube. JP, I love to see Jason Alexander reprise his role as George Costanza as the crew go to the simulator to get his help to save the ship. George Costanza as a character does exist in the Orville universe from the Priya episode where they're actually watching an episode of Seinfeld. But of course, Jason Alexander, who played George Costanza, also played Olix, the bartender on the Orville, who I assume still is the bartender on the Orville. Olix even showed up in Digression's Orville comic book, which takes place as a prequel to The Road Not Taken. It takes place in the Kelly timeline. We learn that Olix and Ed actually have known each other for years, from back in the Union Academy days, and Olix took a job. No, that's in the other timeline. But they know each other, and Captain Mercer probably got him the job as the bartender because he was a friend of his. But yeah, on the environmental simulator, there's no reason why you couldn't have him play George Costanza, unless NBC says no. Wasn't Seinfeld on NBC? But Seth now has a huge contract with NBC, so maybe they will give him the rights to use George Costanza. It'd probably be up to Larry David or Jerry Seinfeld in the end, though. But why would they care? Sure, have George Costanza show up in the environmental simulator. Yeah, maybe Olix can borrow the holographic thing Yaphet used and just choose the George Costanza character from the database. I keep waiting for Isaac to use that holographic emitter device to show up as human Isaac. If Disney owns Firefly, it's not even on Disney Plus yet. Mark Hamill should play Q. Time of Being. Well, Al Bundy can be can be on the Orville because he's owned by Disney. Ed O'Neill, you guys. Oh, Ed O'Neill on the Orville would be a good one. I like that idea. And now that he's older, Ed O'Neill does more serious roles as well. Yeah, critics suck. That's why I don't consider myself a critic. I'm just like, I just, you know, I'm a guy who if I watch something and I talk about it, it's because it's something I wanted to talk about. It's not there for critique. It's just there for, you know, my going over my experience watching something. But I never say, oh, you're gonna hate it, or you're gonna, you know, because I'm like, I don't know how you guys, what's going on in your brain, how your day was. That all comes in play when I watch stuff. If I had a bad day, I'm probably gonna have a bad time watching something, even if it's good. Leslie Nielsen. Firefly is on Disney Plus in the UK, says Roberta. Wesley Snipes should play Lamar's dad. They can get him. I would rather have LeVar Burton play Geordie's dad, being that Lamar is loosely based on Geordie LaForge. His character is loosely based on purpose on Geordie LaForge. Yeah, Disney Plus has got tons of content if it's the stuff that you're in the mood for. A lot of the stuff I'm not in the mood for, but most people are in the mood for all the stuff on Disney Plus. It's a me thing. It's not an audience thing. Just because all the stuff I want to watch, I'm like, oh, I've already seen it. It's funny to look back at some of the people who do negative reviews of everything. They started off kind of disliking things, and now it's a pure hatred. I think they talked themselves into that. Well, that's the market. That's tabloid critique. That's just National Enquirer to me. It's getting clicks. That's why the National Enquirer puts all that crazy stuff on their covers, to get you to click on it, right? And then they have to double down on whatever they're doing. So I get it. You can't hate everything. I'm sorry, I don't care what's going on. You can't hate everything. Well, you can, but I'm assured that you don't. You don't hate everything. Because if you do, that's not the contents thing. That's your point of view thing. That's your life, not being happy with yourself type of thing. If you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to be happy with anything. Pam Grier playing Claire's mom. Pam Grier, she was just on that show. It's gotten canceled now, but it's a newer show. Bless This Mess with Lake Bell and Dax Shepard. That was a good, fun, single camera sitcom. And it got canceled, and I'm so sad about that because I had a really great time every week watching that show. It's on Hulu for the 2 seasons. I recommend it. They ended it well. It ends well, so you'll get a story out of it. Yes, Simon Pegg is Gordon's brother, and on most, Ralph Malph from Happy Days as Gordon's dad. Yeah, he'd be great. He'd be a good pick. All right, you guys, I had a great time. I plan on doing more of these chats so we can just talk about nerdy stuff, as well as doing the official Talking the Orville live shows as well, because more and more news is coming out and will continue to be coming out a lot over the months. And then I plan on doing a live show. Once the trailer comes out, I plan on doing not only a video, but a live show of us just together going over every frame of the trailers to see what we spot and to see what we can come up with. And then I'll do it again for a video. Or maybe I'll just cut out some of that and make it into a short video for people that are interested in coming into the live show because they don't have time or whatever. But yeah, we'll do it. I can't wait. I have no idea when that's going to be, but once that trailer comes out, we're going live and we're going to go through every frame. Cannot wait. So I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, keeping me company, being so supportive, clicking on all the things down there. And I'll see you guys next week with something every single day. Whether it's a live show or a video, something every single day next week. And I have to get this mouse working. And I'll see you guys very soon. Love you. Bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find me money. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your